welcome back to Beer Analysis 101 with the latest ever start time for a beer with my name on it. We're going to do Löwenbräu, which is low.
It's Löwenbräu, damn it.
Löwenbräu or something like that.
Löwenbräu, that sounds terrible.
It says it's been live for 20 seconds. I'm going to reintroduce this because of the fucking StreamYard thing here. Beer Analysis 101. Hey, we're going to do Löwenbräu. Or Löwenbräu, as we all like to call it. So I'm really going to call it Löwenbräu because that's what we all call it over here in North America. Tonight, we've got an illustrious panel of, two people. We should have a third cop popping in here a second. He's just late getting home and getting changed. But first and foremost, let's get to the panel we have with us tonight. Mr. Ashley Sexton of Sexton Brewing Co. How are you doing? Classy.
Just keeping it top notch here,
Real.
Bringing it the highbrow when we're doing the lowbrow.
Lowbrow.
Oh.
You're doing a lowbrow, bro.
You got it.
Yeah. All right.
All
right. Next up, we got Mr. Greggy Poo.
Hi, Nick.
Having a little drinky poo.
I'm having a drinky poo, and I'm here. Oh, God, this thing won't. It's difficult. I'm still here with Mr. Pax. He's hanging out. He's got his cool hat on. See, there he is.
Mr. Pax.
So that should freak Lee out enough. And, yeah. And, he's got a cool winter hat because it's getting chilly out here. And I'm actually drinking a beer swing pale ale because we were taking so long. This is my second free drink of the night. So I'm going to finish that while I'm waiting for you to
destroying your palate before you drink some.
Exactly. My palate is gone. Löwenbräu is going to get a 1 out of 18.
1 out of 18 beers. Oh, God. All right. So I'm going to flip back to the thing because Redbeard hasn't joined yet. We'll talk to him when he gets here. Anyway, let's get on to the Bier Historie, which is, of course, a Löwenbräu original. Löwen. The W's are pronounced like V's in German, after all. All right, so Löwenbräu is alleged to have been founded around 1383 in Munich, then part of the Duchy of Bavaria. Today, in the German state of Bavaria, the modern iteration of the brewery is believed to have been founded in 1690. Stupid thing. There's Redbeard. Modern iteration is believed to have been founded in 1690 with the name Löwenbräu or Lion's Brew in German. First appearing around 1746 or 47 in the, I'm going to bastardize this German pronunciation, in the Bier Südenversionis.
That actually sounds
music. I think it's like a brewery registry. All right, so in 1818, the Löwenbräu, I'm going to start calling it Löwenbräu, sorry.
Yeah.
In 1818, the Löwenbräu brewery was purchased by George Bay. Under Bay's watch, the brewery became more and more successful. And with this, in his time, Löwenbräu became the largest brewery in Munich, eventually relocating their brewing operations to a new location in the Nymphenburger Strasse, which was completed in 1851. Strauss is kind of like a roadway, I think. The brewery was formally incorporated as the Atkin Brauerei zum Löwenbräu in 1872 under owner Ludwig Bray, which I think is related to George Bray, but I couldn't find the family relation. This is his grandson, etc. And in 1882, Bray acquired the neighboring properties to build the Löwenbräu Keller, which opened its doors on June 14th, 1883. In 1886, Löwenbräu's lion trademark was registered, and the brewery grew to become Germany's largest brewery by the turn of the century. During World War I, exports of Löwenbräu were severely impacted. In 1921, Löwenbräu merged with Unionsbrauschulien and Munich Burgerbrau, which included the property of the Burgerbrau Keller, which would become notorious 2 years later as the site of the beer hall Putsch, where, I'm going to skip that. During World War II, the brewery was destroyed in an Allied bombing raid in 1945. After the war, an agreement was reached with the Schillian family, who had relocated to the United States before the war, to ensure the survival of the brewery. The brewery was rebuilt and exports restored, beginning with Switzerland in 1948. Thanks to its native Bavarian market and large real estate holdings, Löwenbräu was able to regain its footing in the worldwide stage. Löwenbräu came to be considered one of the archetypical archetypes of a Munich lager, a reputation reinforced by its presence at the Europe Pavilion at the 1967 Montreal Expo. In 1975, the North American distribution rights for Löwenbräu were acquired by Miller Brewing. Miller began brewing an Americanized version of the beer, and imports ceased, leading to outcry and catching attention from the regulators that it was no longer German-made, nor did it conform to the Reinheitsgebot, as was advertised on the packaging at the time. While no regulatory action was ever taken, sales of the beer plummeted in the North American market. The North American rights to Löwenbräu were eventually passed to Labatt Brewing in 1999, brewing it locally for the U.S. and Canadian markets, but with the original German recipe. Labatt's production of Löwenbräu ended in 2002, and imports to the original German lager were resumed. Löwenbräu merged with Spaten Frankensteiner Brau to form Spaten Löwenbräu Group in 1997, which was later sold to the Belgian conglomerate Interbrew in 2003, which is now today part of AB InBev. In 2014, Labatt regained the Canadian rights to brew Löwenbräu, producing the beer at their London, Ontario brewery. No word if it's the original recipe or not, but we know it's brewed here in Canada and not actually German. So, and that's actually referenced on the can where it says German style beer. Oh boy. So, other beers from Löwenbräu include Löwenbräu Münchner Hell, a Hell's lager, Löwenbräu Münchner Dunkel, Löwenbräu Triumphator Doppelbock, Löwenbräu Pils, Löwenbräu Hefeweiss, Löwenbräu Radler, which I've had Löwenbräu Radler. It's okay. It tastes like dishwater. And Löwenbräu Oktoberfest, which everybody else finds Marsden's boring, but I kind of like them. And, of course, more. Löwenbräu Original is a 5.2. I know it's 5.2 in the American market. What's here? Yes, 5.2. 5.2% ABV, 19 IBU, German Hell's lager brewed apparently in accordance to the German purity in Heißgebot. And that's all I've got for a description for that beer. Apparently, as far as all the big name German breweries, this is kind of like the lowest lowbrow of the lowest respected one.
We see what you did there.
Yeah. Anyway,
We see what
right on. So yeah, we're gonna go over to who we're introducing here, but I wanted to say because now he's here. How you doing tonight, Redbeard?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, guys. Cheers. Thanks for waiting for me. Kind of,
No
actually.
problem.
Yeah.
Kind of. Well, we started a little bit early without you, but you're here.
It's all good.
It's all that matters.
Yeah.
All
right.
good in the hood.
We're gonna go to beer histories. Ash.
I wasn't expecting that.
Well,
You gotta give me like a little warning, man. Like,
okay. Well,
Heck,
there is comments there, but it's just Chris saying, what's with the delay?"
oh, Rod's in the chat now. Cheers, Rod.
That's in the chat. How come I don't see that?
It just came
Here's
out.
Rod. Okay.
So beer history with this one. I've only tapped it once, and I actually was back in February of this year. Before that, I went through a phase when I was like getting out of like macro beer, and I was like starting to like dabble in stuff. And I wasn't quite into the Ontario craft beer scene phase yet, so I was drinking like all
Vroom.
vroom. So I was drinking like all the Euro lagers and all that, everything from that section of the LCBO that was like sort of new to me. So I know I've had this like many times before, like in years past, but most recently it would have been from I guess this past February. Yeah, I honestly can't tell you how many times I've had it. It's not something I've sought or I've looked for, but for whatever reason, back in February, it ended up in my glass. And actually is probably, oh, there we go. I actually have a Löwenbräu glass, like a Stein. I should have cleaned it, but
Yeah, you should have.
But fuck it, whatever. The glass is nicer than the beer. That's what I'll say.
I will say you're probably not wrong, but we'll we'll save our opinions to the end.
Exactly.
Speaking of the end, well, actually, it's not really the end, but we'll go over to Greg, who's looking at his phone, trying to remember what he tapped it as several years ago.
No, I'm actually looking at porn. Oh, geez, Nick. God.
Whoa!
I wasn't prepared. Oh, my God. Okay.
Greg,
History, man. History. Just a history.
What's my history?
you
Okay.
take this shit
So,
seriously.
I mean, there was this one. I'm sorry, not girls. Beer. Okay, Löwenbräu. Okay, I once met Nick Löwenbräu. I had this beer once in 2017. I tapped it in. I said it was okay. We'll see if I think it's okay today.
Nice. Alrighty, so let's go over to Redbeard.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had this before. I'm not sure, though. I had never reviewed it before on my channel, so I'm assuming I've never had it. There's my history for you. Good times.
Yay.
Hello.
Ooh. All right, so let's go over to me. Hey there, Beard viewers. Welcome back to my own opinion. All right, so sorry, Chris.
Jeez,
All right, so yeah, I'll share my screen here because I might as well. It's easier than talking about it because I did it as review number 468, which I posted way back in 2012. I think Chad, the albino rhino, sent me a can. Does it have? Either that or somebody brought it back to me. I don't know. All I know is I didn't really care for it. Fuzz, who we called Lager Boy at the time, he liked it even less, gave it a 1.75. So it was really unusual to see him really hate something. But anyway, I'll cut off the screen here. But yeah, I've only ever had Löwenbräu once before, and I don't really have much to say about it other than that. This particular can of it I bought at Lee's NSLC last week, so he's not here tonight, even though we know he can get the beer. So that should tell you all you need to know about Löwenbräu.
He's a busy guy. He's like a man of influence.
He's a busy guy. Like, God.
He is influencing.
Yes. So wait a second. You went to the NSLC that he would normally go to.
Yeah, I was driving by it when I was coming home. So I'm like, I went to his store.
Why didn't you just go to his house?
No, I don't know.
Just fucking knock on his door. Bang, bang, bang. Let me in.
Bring him some Annapolis Brewing Company beers. All right, moving right along. So we don't really have a lot of comments, except for Rod J. Rod J's important. You want to read them, Ash?
Yeah, sure. Rod J's cheers, guys. And then it's like hashtag tonight's kind of special. I'm not too sure what you're referencing, Rod, but hey, anytime that Rod's in the chat, it's a special night.
Yeah, anytime that Rod's in the chat is special because we hardly see him around here anymore.
And
If
basically,
you stop seeing me, would I be special?
no, your special needs. Rod is special. Your special needs.
Sorry, Greg.
And actually, we're all special needs. That's all right.
Lee
and then Lee, he's podcasting right now. You sour spud.
It's obviously podcasting right now if he's commenting and watching.
Oh, and then Rod commented, "You don't know the Löwenbräu slogan?" No, I don't.
Löwenbräu slogan? What?
Löwenbräu is one?
This just says premium beer. No, I don't know the Löwenbräu slogan. It's their old commercial.
It just says.
Okay, I gotta look this up. Distraction.
Wow, great research, Nick. One job.
Oh, Nick.
One job.
He even had an extra hour tonight to start. Like, Jesus.
Hey, I was busy. Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special. The beer will pour.
Oh, tonight's kind of special, all right.
Must say something more somehow. So tonight, let it be Löwenbräu. I guess there used to be a jingle. I don't know. I'm not really. I didn't really grow up with this beer here. So anyway, thanks for showing me up, Rod.
I want to say if you grew up with the beer, then your parents might have been doing something bad.
Lee, the beer of the Nazis? Actually, there was something I left out of the whole beer description. It was apparently two of the supervisory board members of the Löwenbräu brewery in the 1930s were Jewish. So it got the nickname Jews beer. That's actually in the Wikipedia article for it. And I didn't write it in the history for that reason. I'm like, yeah, like that. Yeah. So,
hey, man,
say that
you can't just erase history, Nick.
Yeah, well, revisionist history.
It's like those women that are like born again virgins. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way.
No. Anyway, moving right along, let's go over to. Are we ready to form any meaningful opinions of this beer? It's not really.
I'm good. Yeah.
All right, Ash. Let's start with you.
It doesn't smell nice. It doesn't smell nice at all. So it's like wet cardboard. It's not oxidized, but that's just the aroma that I get. It's like wet cardboard with a touch of grass and like a, your typical noble spicy hop. Like not spicy, but like it's just like a little zippy. It doesn't smell nice. Now a Helles lager is supposed to have a little bit more of a rounded body, a little bit. It's like a pilsner, but it's not. It's a sort of a weird style for me. The flavor, it's not. It's supposed to have a touch of sweetness to it, apparently, for a Helles lager, but I don't know. I get this. Okay, so here's perspective on this one. When I drank this and I put it on Untapped, my exact words were, hold on, this will sort of tell you everything. It's got a bile flavored bittering. It got better and sweeter as it warmed up. So I don't know. Like I was must have been really pissed off that night. That was not a good review. So I don't know. I guess it comes across as a pill like a pilsner, but it's just got this weird flavor to it. It's got this weird flavor on this like right up front, and I just don't like it. It tastes gross. and I really can't articulate it any better than that. It just smells bad and it tastes bad. So actually, I'm going to stick to the original rating I gave this. So for personal preference, on a scale of 10, I'm going to give this a 3.5 because I don't like this at all. And for a Helles lager, I'll just give it a 5 out of 10. Like that's just gonna throw that one in there. 5 out of 10. I don't think it's a great representation of the style. I mean, fuck it. That's it. 3.5 for personal preference and 5 out of 10 for style. It's gross.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
Ugh. All right, Greg, what do you think?
First, I know I've had Helles lagers before, but I don't really know what the style is. The thing I will say about this is it does sort of have a bit of a wet cardboard taste to it, but at the same time, it isn't sweet, and there's nothing I like less than a sweet lager. So that's points for this. It is, to me, a dry drinking lager, and this beer is actually warmer than I'd want it to be because we were waiting so long for this beer analysis.
All of 5 minutes.
Yes, so I've had this thing out since like 9:15, Nick. So I don't know. I honestly can't be too harsh on this beer. It's boring. There's nothing really to it. It doesn't have a whole lot of taste, but I don't know. I don't find it whatsoever offensive. I find it drinkable. I imagine it probably would be better if it was cold. The problem is I know I've had Helles lagers before. To me, they just taste like lagers. Actually, how do I differentiate a Helles lager from a regular old lager?
I really don't know. To be completely honest, it's just sort of like a pseudo style. Really, it's a slight variation on a pilsner. It's supposed to have a little bit more of a body to it than a pilsner.
Okay. I don't know. I'm feeling generous. I'm just gonna give this beer a 7 for style, a 6.5 for personal preference. To me, it's fine. I could drink it again. I wouldn't go out of my way to drink it again, but I don't think it's bad. And I like that it's dry. I hate sweet lagers. This isn't sweet, so.
So what did you give it? Sorry, I missed that. I was distracted.
We'll go a 7 and a 6.5. So
7.
So hold on. What did I give it? I think I gave it a 7 for personal preference, And whatever, just give it a 7 for style too, or
So
whatever.
7 for style and 6.5 for personal
Sure,
preference.
whatever. Give it 7 for all around. I don't know. I don't really care.
Fucking throw
Greg's
a 7.
already had too much to
Really,
drink.
really.
Maybe we should throw out his rating. Anyway,
It's like, you get a 7 and you get a 7.
Well, then
everybody gets a 7.
it's gonna be
Speaking of
3.5.
speaking of a total 7, hey, Redbeard.
Wow.
Nice placement.
I'm going to basically echo everything Greg just said. I have no problem with this whatsoever. It's like a decent Mac. It doesn't smell amazing, but I don't get any kind of offensive smells off it like Ashley's getting. And the flavor, I've had a few of these Hell's, whatever the fuck you call them, lagers, and it's got that kind of, there's like something about the German lagered beers that have this different kind of, I guess the malt profile, maybe it's the hops, I don't know what it is, but it's just, I get like a German lager style beer to this from the taste. And I could have a couple of these. I got no problem with it at all. I'm going to go, again, what Greg said, 7.7. It's perfectly fine.
All right. Whatever. I guess it's an acquired taste, really.
Nixon's
again, this is the first
right.
can of it I've ever had, so I'm not sure how I've acquired it.
Yeah, right. Well, you acquired it at Sobe, so you could acquire another one and do a review of it. Anyway, so my opinion of this beer is going to sound a lot like Ashley's, actually. I don't necessarily think that it smells terrible. I just think it smells like, maybe like your typical German lager. I find it's not all that, like, it's dry, but it's not all that clean. It's got this weird, dirty, earthy herbal taste in the back. It's kind of, it's not like a sweet beer, but it's got this almost like sickly, earthy, sweet aftertaste that lingers in the back, and I'm not a big fan of it at all. It's drinking. It's at least drinking wet, I guess, is the best thing I could say. Wet and wet cardboard. But I mean, cardboards I kind of expect from something that came from Germany. Like, well, I guess it didn't really come from Germany. Yeah, I had to correct myself there. Yeah, you get the cardboard, and like Redbeard was saying, I do get like that typical German, like that kind of Hell's Pilsner malt, where you get this nice like a clean caramel kind of like taste to it. But it's just that finish. I do not like that finish. So my overall opinion here is I'm going to pass it as a style for lager. I'm going to give it 5 for the style, but overall, I'm not enjoying this at all. 3.
Wow.
That's the lowest one. I'm the lowest of the Löwenbräu.
Jeez,
damn, sons. All right.
This is not going to beat MGD.
So in the chat, here we go. Rod's just he's contributing, which we appreciate. Lee Russell was Löwenbräu, the beer of the Nazis. And then Chris is like, did not see that coming.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Those comments were both put up on the screen, Ash. Good job, buddy.
Oh.
Jesus, why are you insulting Ashley Sexton's
Okay.
reading ability?
No, I take jabs at him all the time. You can shoot
okay.
him whatever he wants. And then Rod's like, hey, if IBM can catalog, then Löwenbräu can make the beer. I think that's a Nazi joke, is it not? Wasn't IBM like wasn't IBM involved in World War II and Nazis somehow cataloging? Yeah,
I don't think IBM existed.
I don't think they cataloged any of that
IBM
shit. They wanted to erase the Jewish people from the face of the planet.
I really need to hurry up
catalog
and make
that
my thing on this thing.
So Rod's like, Ash, it's okay to say it sucks, man. We do it in America too. And he's like, they sent it all to Canada. Thanks, America, for all the crappy Löwenbräu. That's awesome.
What? There are so many worse beers out there.
Chris says, sounds shice. I don't know.
Scheisse.
Certainly no Southern Tier beers.
It's got to be something I'm missing.
Oh, Russ, apparently IBM did do that. I didn't think I thought they were just like, kill them all. We don't want any records of anything.
Rod agrees with Nick and I's assessment of the beer. History, guys, got to take it. IBM cataloged the Jewish people in the camps. See, I knew there was a tie between IBM. Yep. So I was born on.
I still remember like I know
I
that
totally did not see that coming.
Hitler wanted to like wipe some of the countries and some of the cultures, just like completely erase them from existence. And I figured that would have like keeping records of things is not the way to do that.
This will be the first episode of beer analysis I'll have to take down, I think.
Oh,
Jesus.
okay.
Nothing has been said at all. It's like what are you talking about, Nick?
I know.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Okay.
Chris clarifies Scheiss is shit in German.
That's why I pronounce
It's
it.
a Scheissweiss. That's what it is.
Scheiße.
Scheiße. Dummkopf.
That's it.
Scheiße vagina.
That's all I got. Sorry to the guys. I missed the reference on some of those posts. My apologies. I'm not very well cultured, obviously.
Obviously.
All right. Now I got to do the math.
I feel we've made things awkward for Nick. I feel like he needs to go have a shower.
A little bit. Oh, for fuck's sakes, Greg.
What?
You had to concentrate on that one, didn't you?
You guys are terrible human beings.
Oh my God.
Really bad people.
I'm not. I'm a good guy. I'm a good
I'm
guy.
not talking about you're harmless, Redbeard. These two, though, the downtrodden of society.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was too bad.
Redbeard, you can be in my group in the zombie apocalypse. These two, no, thank you.
Hey man, and as all the apocalypse comes, head this way because I'm good to go up here. My home is fortified. I'm ready.
All I know is the Redbeard and Greg sucked. They actually made this beer pass.
I'm not staying in freaking North Bay during the zombie apocalypse. You know how many bad breweries there are up there?
Oh.
Also, he doesn't have a warm enough jacket.
Well, no, think of it this way. It's the apocalypse. We take one of those breweries and we make it our own.
Dude, have you started doing anything yet?
I haven't. I've been like working like a crazy person. Like my last week doing that plowing match thing, I was working 8 a.m. till 9 p.m. every single day.
All right. So there's our
wow, 6 and 5. That's way too high for this shit.
Mm-hmm.
No,
you should be ashamed.
It's not like we didn't try, Ash. Because these two.
I know.
I'm not even remotely ashamed. It was a decent beer.
It's fine. It just did not agree with.
It's a macro lager with a bit of German flair. That's the way I kind of got it. That's what I got from it. It was okay.
It's like Labatt Blue, except for not as carbonated.
I honestly haven't had a Labatt Blue in. I think I joined in on fucking. What's his name there? Thomas Metal, whatever the hell. They had some like Pilsner thing happening.
Massachusetts beer reviews.
Yeah,
Why the fuck were you in on that, man? Jesus.
I was bored. I don't know why.
I'm bored, desperate for a hangout.
Yeah, but like I have no friends. I'm like, you guys are all I have.
No, it's okay. We're pretty good people.
All right. So now that we've rated the lowest of the Löwenbräu, all right. Nobody's asked the question.
That's a
Nobody's
valid point.
popped the valid point. Nobody's asked the big question next week. And Chris, you're in the chat, so you could deliver on this this whole thing.
Chris or Rod. Was really hanging out the chat.
No.
Rod's got to know. Come on, if Rod doesn't know,
Rod
you're asking
is God.
No, if he doesn't know the question. Like his God status revoked.
Thank you, Rod. What the fuck?
I'm leaving his comment up here at the bottom there.
The 10th just asked a question. What's next?
Oh, it was Rod. Rod got it in first.
Oh,
no, sorry, I got Chris.
Rod got it in first. Oh,
actually did. What the fuck is the what? And Rod got in there good. What the fuck is the beer next week?
Here we go.
I want to be the second one in.
And Chris posted it too. What's next week's beer? The drum roll, please. Joy to the world. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Holliner, we are trying to do Oktoberfest, and this is the closest shit that I could get to something I could get in Ontario. So,
that's the worst attempt.
I've never seen that beer before in my life.
Apparently, it's in Ontario.
I'm assuming that
North Bay. Ontario doesn't mean North Bay.
Yeah, because that's Northern Ontario, according to your friend.
Yeah, that's friend.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh,
Rod's like, nice beer for next week. And then Chris is like, I'll be washing my hair.
Washing your hair. You've never had Paulaner. It's actually really tasty white. Hef.
That's terrible.
Never had it. Like you don't like Hefeweizens then.
You know, I've come into this like Thomas Hardy.
Definitely a step up, he says.
I did not like Thomas Hardy at all. You know,
Why are you still here?
Why are we going to that?
What?
Thomas Hardy wasn't that great.
But barley wines in general just kind of don't. I didn't even realize it was a barley wine like until we drank it. I thought it was just a strong beer. But yeah, just like some people just like what they like.
That thing said it's a shitload better than was it with the vintage ale we did. I can't remember who did that. That beer,
yeah, I wasn't there for that one.
Yeah, that beer was shit.
But again, like even if I
the
think,
best vintage.
especially actually if I think I'm going to hate one of the beers you're doing on this show, I want to be on that show. I want to share my opinions on why I don't like whatever. Like right now, Greg and I think this beer was decent. You guys fucking hate it. Like that's it's nice to have contrary opinions.
Take a look at this comment right here.
I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm washing my hair. I don't want to drink the beer you're going to have. Like, screw. Come on, Chris. Don't be a bitch.
Red is the first person I've said about Hardy. I'm assuming he's the first person he's ever heard say that necessarily about Hardy that he didn't like it.
I wouldn't go as far as to say I don't like it, but it's certainly an overrated beer.
I'm not gonna lie. I drained for it about 3/4. I'm not probably about half.
Jesus, fuck, man.
Really?
I really didn't like it, man.
I wanted to drain for that Fuller's. That was fucking terrible.
But instead, you just hooped it up.
Yeah, I did. You know what? Whatever I rated on that show, take away at least 3 points. I overrated it because of peer pressure.
Because of peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
Now, here's the thing. That Redbeard and I are against Nick and Ashley in this. Now, if we all got battle axes and fought to the death, who do you think would win? I think me and Redbeard would take you because I think first of all,
bring an ale to a lager.
I've got a lot of like suppressed childhood rage just kind of sitting down in a ball inside me.
I think
despite all his rage, he's still a red in the cage.
See, I think Nick can take a lot of hits of a battle axe, and while you're focused on him, I can like just fucking chop you up.
Are you aware of the damage a battle axe can do in one hit?
Yeah. No, the thing is,
you're slim and trim, man. Like
have you ever watched Forged in Fire?
Okay, dude. Okay.
Will it kill?
Hey, Red.
All right.
We're gonna talk about Fortune Fire next because I had a moment the other night while I was watching Fortune Fire, and you're gonna want to hear about it.
We talked about this in the after chat.
To be continued. This is like the
to be continued. Tune in next time for part 2.
Guys, comment in the chat of who would win this epic battle? Me and Redbeard or Ashley and Nick?
Right, we're going up 9. Thanks for watching, folks. Good night.
I gotta go get